All right, seeing as how we have a quorum, let's go ahead and call this meeting of the Air Pollution Control Board to order. And will the clerk please call the roll?
Board Member Bennett?
Here.
Board Member Brogy?
Here.
Board Member Foy? Board Member Long?
Here.
Board Member Morgan? Board Member Parks? Board Member Ramirez?
Here.
Board Member Sharkey? Board Member Zaragoza?
Here.
Chair Pollak?
Here. Okay, third item is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would all join me. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, which brings us to item 4 on our agenda, which is nomination and election of the chair and vice chair of the Air Pollution Control Board of Directors for 2018.
I nominate Kelly for chair.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion, a second
Kelly Long.
for Kelly Long to serve as chair. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Congratulations, Chair Long.
Thank you. And therefore, we need to make an election for the vice chair for Ventura County Air Pollution. Can I get a nomination?
I'd like to nominate Mike Morgan.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been first and seconded. Do we have to do a roll call or all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
It is complete. Thank you very much. We will make sure that Mike Morgan knows that he has been
That'll teach him for not
He
being
hasn't
here.
been here.
That's what happens when you're absent.
Please be warned, don't miss meetings. All right, the next item is our minutes for the meetings. Can I get an approval for it? First
Second.
and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. All right, we have our agenda review. Are there any agenda changes? There is none. Okay, wonderful. So, next item is public comments. Oh, sorry, can I get approval for the agenda?
Move to approve.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Say
Aye.
aye. Aye. Great, it's approved. Next, any public comments? And seeing none, we'll move on to board comments.
Just need to mention the great work of our public safety and firefighters and volunteers and police for working to keep our community safe. And just, it's overwhelming. I just kind of wonder what's next for us. So anyway,
I would agree.
be safe, everybody, and get your flu shot.
Anyone else? I would also like to thank all of our employees that have been putting up the website and the information for our community as to what the air quality is. It's been a huge issue for us as the fire, and it's been a great resource that we can lead constituents to make sure they understand where they live and what the air quality is. So I wanted to say thank you for your efforts on that. And also with the masks. There's been a lot of focus on masks with public health and so forth and getting them out there. I just wanted to say thank you very much.
And Madam Chair, I want to second the motion because, in Oxnard, we're greatly impacted too, with the smoke. Not like the disaster that they had in Ventura, but again, like the Mayor Pro Tem said, thanking the first responders and all the volunteers and individuals that really participated in assisting, in this great disaster. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right, moving on to consent agenda.
Can I just add something real
Yes,
quick to that?
please.
And I just learned this earlier today, and I'm going to see if I get this correct. But today is actually National Public Safety Day, is that right? Public officer, what's the correct term? Did anybody see that?
I didn't
So
see
I think
that.
this is an appropriate day and time to acknowledge all of our first responders. And it's a national recognition day for all of them, and especially as it pertains to our county, since we've been dealing with so many things lately.
Yes, I would agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to consent agenda. Could I get a motion, or is there any discussion? I have a motion first. Can I get a
Second.
second? Thank you. It's been first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Moving on to the regular agenda, number 11, we have the approval to appoint 2 Ventura County Air Pollution Control Board members to the standing committee, and I believe that is the chair and vice chair that go to that, as well as 2 others.
I'd like to nominate Supervisor Parks and Councilmember Brady.
Okay, so there's been a
like to do it?
recommendation for the standing committee, which you're currently on, to stay on 1 more year, along, and then the Councilmember Brogy for the second. So any
you hear?
discussion?
I would recommend Supervisor Bennett.
This wouldn't be a good year for me to do that.
No?
Not this year.
All right. So with the first motion that we have Supervisor Linda Parks and Councilmember Brogy.
No, I'll second that.
You have a first and a second on that. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now, the second appointment is for 1 Ventura County ABC member as a representative for the Southern Central Coast Basewide Air Pollution Control Council. Currently, Councilmember Mike Morgan is on that. He's been residing there for the last 8 years. Would anyone like to make a motion as to who would be on that board?
I nominate Mr. Morgan. He seems to
I'll second it.
thrive on it.
Thank you very much.
I'll second that
First and
motion.
second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much, unanimous. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear about that, along with his vice chair. Next item is the approval of the Ventura County Air Pollution Control District's 2018 Rural Development Calendar.
Yeah, Mike Villegas is out with the flu, so I'm filling in for on this item. I'm Stan Cowan. The Health and Safety Code requires the district to publish a rule calendar at the January for the entire year, and every conceivable rule that we might do is on the calendar. It includes all feasible measures, improvements to existing rules, rule revisions mandated by state and federal requirements. There are 2 significant rule actions that were proposed for this year. One is an amendment to our adhesive Rule 7420, which is modeled after work done by the South Coast District in their Rule 1168, excluding some of the future limits that require a technology assessment. So these are the ones that have a lot more basis as far as feasibility. The other main rule change would be Rule 2, our definition rule for reactive organic compounds. And so this is one where we look at state and federal definitions and try and figure out which is the most appropriate definition. And I'm happy to answer any questions about that.
Are there any questions? In seeing so, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to the item 13.
This item is an extension of an existing grant program, our old car buyback program. Chair Long, members of the board, I'm Stan Cowan, air quality engineer. December of 2016, your board approved this program. Basically, it buys back old cars from county residents, pays them $1,000 for their vehicle. The eligible vehicles currently are 1995 or model years or older. One of the proposed changes to the program is to accept slightly newer vehicles at 1997 or older. The incentive amount is the same. With the newer vehicles, the cost effectiveness goes up a little bit, but still within the Carl Moyer guidelines. Last February of 2017, your board approved a contract with Environmental Engineering Sciences to administer the program, and they've done a great job. They check the eligibility of the vehicles, they comply with all state guidelines, and basically this proposal would extend their contract. Additional program funds requested are $105,500, and that comes from district fund balance reserved for motor vehicle emission reductions. We're requesting also that $5,050 of that amount be used for program outreach, which is critical to the success of the program. That will include updating our website, issuing a second press release, and also issuing direct mailers to owners of older vehicles in the county. We did get a list from the DMV of the vehicle owners of older vehicles, and that will give us a potential list of eligible vehicles. And staff recommends you approve this program addition, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Councilmember?
Thank you very much for the report. Can you just give us a couple of examples of the vehicles that have been retired? What make, model?
Oh, it varies. It's a lot of Hondas and Toyotas and Fords and General Motor. It's the whole spectrum of
And the
vehicles.
years of
Mostly in the
models?
The 90s.
The 90s.
90s, yeah.
Okay. I'm certainly not going to apply for this, but for example, I have a 2001 Honda Standard transmission CRV. Is that the kind of, and I'm not going to apply for it, but is that the kind of vehicle that would be?
Yeah, if it were a little bit older, it has to be, it would have to be
Okay.
95 currently or
Oh, I see.
97.
I see. I missed that point. Okay, good.
Yeah, it has to be an older
Okay.
95 or older model.
Not that I would want to do it because my car has got
Yeah.
almost 300,000 miles, still going strong. So
Wow.
anyway, thank you.
Well, I appreciate this program for those that are trying to remove their cars that they're not utilizing and getting those old ones out of there. Is there any other discussion here?
Yeah, I had just a question, just out of curiosity. In the past, with the 82 vehicles that were, am I reading it right? Whatever number of vehicles were already turned in on the previously, was that a result of these mailings of postcards and the direct mailings? I mean, did you get a good response that way, or is
Yeah,
there another
it-
way of doing that?
Yeah, it was very effective, especially if you do it right before they have to do their smog check for their registration. Then they say, well, rather than do that, I'll just turn it in. So yeah, it's been an effective approach.
Good, okay.
And that it's important when the value of the car is that low, and you know it's not going to hit smog, and the cost is now doubled with our registration and so forth.
Right.
This would be an applicable program in which you can do this.
Madam Chair, Stan, are they exempt from the smog?
No, they have to
No.
pass smog.
They have to pass.
the smog to qualify.
So most of those cars probably won't even pass it.
No, they actually,
They do.
Most of them pass, yeah.
Okay.
Can I get a motion? If there's been motioned?
A second?
Thank you. It's been motioned and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's approved. Okay, number 14, our legislative platform.
Good afternoon, Chair Long, members of the board. I'm Nancy Mendoza. I'm the Administration Manager of Air Pollution Control District. This board item is for the proposed amendments for the district's legislative platform. Staff is recommending two board actions: approve the district's revised legislative platform and authorize the board chair and the air pollution control officer to sign and send letters indicating the district's legislative positions and to take other outreach actions consistent with the district's revised legislative platform regarding proposed state and federal legislation. As a background, your board approved the district's current legislative platform on December 11, 2007. The general nature of the legislative platform allows district staff to take positions on specific legislative proposal in a manner that is consistent with the platform without your board's direct involvement regarding each bill. As a mid-sized local air pollution control district, district staff limits its comments to bills that significantly further or run counter to the platform. Furthermore, staff only brings individual bills to your board for consideration if they are not addressed by the platform's general provisions. Moving forward, the Air Pollution Control Officer will work with the board chair on each relevant bill to determine the best procedure for informing legislators and their staff of the district's positions. The proposed amendments are shown in strikeout or underlined format. That's all I have to report. I'm happy to answer questions.
Any questions? If seeing no questions, can I get a motion to approve?
Approved.
It's been first and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you very much. I look forward to signing that, and thank you for all the work you've done.
Thank you.
Now, we're moving on to number 15.
Well, as you all know, Doma's fire resulted in power outages, road closures, homes destroyed, and many people being evacuated from their homes. This led to some of our district employees unable to work during the fire. Last December, the County Board of Supervisors approved a resolution for county employees to authorizing a maximum of 24 hours or 80 hours leave with pay for employees absent from work between December 4, 2017 and January 4, 2018. Staff is recommending that your board adopt a similar resolution for employees of the district where the employee is authorized a maximum of 24 hours of leave with pay if the absence between December 4, 2017 to January 4, 2018 was directly related to the fire, or a maximum of 80 hours of leave with pay if their personal residence was destroyed or suffered significant damage. The 24-hour and 80-hour leave maximums cannot be combined. These authorized paid leave hours are not eligible for cash payout or termination or retirement payouts. In addition, it is recommended that your board adopt the revision to the County of Ventura Employee Emergency Assistance Program, allowing district employees, retirees, members of the public, and outside organizations to contribute to the Ventura County Emergency Assistance Fund. It will also allow contributions to be made with a personal check or money order rather than through payroll deduction. That is all.
Thank you. Is there any questions on this
I have a
item?
question.
Yes.
Do we know if any of the staff have lost their homes in the fire?
Fortunately, none of our staff suffered any significant damage. Most of them were requested to, did a mandatory evacuation or voluntary evacuation.
Because I know the second part of this is if you've lost your home, so that wouldn't apply.
That wouldn't apply right now.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Thank you. My question, we're starting to see some homes damaged in the general area, particularly in Montecito, from mudslides. Would this cover that as well, or would there have to be a new resolution?
That would
Oh, I
be
see.
within
During
that
this
period.
period of time.
I see.
But if something like that does happen, then we will address it at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, could I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Well, motion and second.
Second, whatever.
All in favor, say
Aye.
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 Wonderful, thank you very much. And I hope those that had to get evacuated and lost anything, they'll be coming better. Thank you. Tongue got tied. All right, item 16, please.
Good afternoon, Chair Long and members of the board. My name is Kirby Zozula. I'm the Engineering Division Manager, and I've barely survived the flu, but here I am. I'll keep this kind of brief. During 2017, EPA Region 9 in San Francisco worked with the Ventura County APCD to do an evaluation of what's called our Title V permitting program. And this is done all over the country by the different EPA regions. And this is done for states and local air districts that are larger, that have quite a number of Title V permits. A Title V permit is a larger source. It needs to be over 100 tons per year of a pollutant, or 25 tons or 50 tons per year of VOC or NOx. For example, we have 1,400 facilities under permit in Ventura County, and only 23 have Title V permits. These include our power plants, our offshore oil platforms, and the larger facilities. EPA released their evaluation in late 2017, and I think if you take away one thing from their evaluation, it says the district implements a sophisticated program with very experienced staff and management. So we were quite happy with that. I think we got an A-. We're real happy with that. There were 11 major findings. 7 of them were positive. 4 were needs more improvement. And we're happy to report that those 4 have already been taken care of. And if you have anything else, I can happy to answer your questions.
Yes.
Madam Chair, that A- is an A.
Well, but I think, I've been looking at these evaluations for the last 15 years from other states and districts, and I learned from them to improve our program, so we did pretty good.
That's excellent. Yeah.
Well, and I appreciate the continual learning. Even though if you're at an A or A minus, there's still ways in which we can improve the quality of air and quality of life for our Ventura County, and we do appreciate all the efforts that everyone's doing. Is there any other questions or comments? Okay, can I get a motion?
So, second?
Motioned and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Last one on our list is number 17.
Members of the board, attached to this board letter is the district's unaudited financial status report for fiscal year 2016-2017. Based on unaudited result, last year's financial statement reported a net savings of $1,005,000. Comparing actual amounts to the budgeted numbers, the district's total realized revenue from operations were over the budgeted revenue. The increase in revenue were mainly from the rental income of the district's building in 4567 Telephone Road. As for district's expenditure, the actual operating expenditures were below adopted appropriations due to savings in salaries and benefits and in services and supplies. The savings in the salaries is the result of delay in filling vacant positions, deferment of building renovation, and lower operational costs. The district is currently in the process of filling the vacant position, and the building renovation is expected to start next fiscal year, so staff does not expect a similar saving next fiscal year. Staff will return to your board with a comprehensive annual financial report as soon as our external auditors complete their financial audit. Lastly, in fiscal year 2016-2017, the district received funds to administer pass-through grants. The revenue and expenditures associated with pass-through grants are reported separately from the district's operations, and pass-through grants, including administration costs, have corresponding revenue and does not affect district financial operation. That's all I have to report. More than happy to answer questions.
Does anyone have any questions? None? Seeing none, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll move that we receive and file the report.
Thank you.
And I'll second that.
Thank you.
Been motioned and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, that concludes our Air Quality Control District Board meeting. We will not have a standing meeting this time. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, yes.